Ladies and gentlemen, the Tata Steel Chess 2025 has begun. Today I will be sharing with you some amazing, some fun games, but the last game which I am about to which I will be showing you is the most crazy one. So if you want to watch the crazy game of this video, then you have to watch till the end. So the world champion Gukesh, the new world champion Gukesh Tomarajo is playing in this tournament, and along with him, some strong players are also playing from India, like Arjun Gaisi, Pentala Harikrishna, who worked with Kukesh, who helped him in the World Championship match, and he is also playing. Then Prague is playing. Uh, and then yeah, I mean, in I guess, and Leon Mendonca is also playing. And on the other hand, like Anish Giri, some other strong grandmasters like Anish Giri, Vincent Keimer Vei, Fabiano Caruana, many of these grandmasters are also playing in this tournament. So let's not waste any more time, and let's just jump right into the game. So oops, just a second. Yeah, she saw some this OBS. Anyways, so the game one, Arjun Arigasi versus Pental Hari Krishna. We got the first game very interesting pairing. Arjun Arigasi who has been in his top form. He recently crossed 2800, and yeah, I think he is now he's he's number three in the world. And Pental Hari Krishna, who I think he's playing after a long time. And also, by the way, Hari Krishna is the replacement of Vidit Gujarati. Vidit Gujarati is busy with his engagement, so instead, like, so in replacing him is Pental Hari Krishna, who is playing with the white pieces. And the game starts off with e4. Arjun replies with c5, so Sicilian. We get a Sicilian open, knight f3, d6, knight c3. Now knight c3 I don't really see. This line is very like kind of unique, not unique I would say, but like knight c3 has been played very few times, because normally what I would suggest is go with c3 d4 ideas. You can even go d4 directly, or maybe even after bishop b5 check, let's say. There are a lot of lines you can play. So here Ari Krishna chooses an interesting option, which is knight c3. Now knight c6 normal, d4, e takes d, c takes d4, knight takes d4, and knight f6. So far both sides have done an amazing job in the opening itself. Although Hari Krishna, as I said, he surprised Arjun with knight c3 idea. So now, and both sides haven't took much time. Like bishop b5 you can play now. You can even play bishop d, not bishop d3. I mean you can take first and then play bishop d3, because after, if you play bishop d3 now, then yeah, I mean you lose a piece, which is obviously won't happen. So bishop e2 instead Hari Krishna plays, which is, and also again an interesting choice. So I mean obviously he wants to prepare for castling. So here, and Arjun plays g6, bishop e3, and now bishop g7, and after queen d2 castles. And here Hari Krishna decides to long castle. So the idea is that he has this line, he has this strong file here, which is after knight takes. Let's say he's targeting like knight takes, and then he wants to control this entire file. So this can be an option in future for Hari Krishna. So here Arjun decided to break down the center with d5. So Hare Krishna played bishop f3, which is an interesting move again. So not really capturing the pawn, and because you can play bishop f3 after you capture the pawn as well, but he chose the different option, Hare Krishna. So here Arjun decided to take, and here knight takes c6 first, and queen c7, which is an again. Now queen c7 is defending the queen, and also you can try to uh, trade off the queens, but Arjun is like, I don't want to trade queens, I want to keep the queens. And now uh, after knight takes e7, queen takes, and bishop e2, everything is okay for both sides. And now there are many things black can do. Black can play b6. Black can, I mean, let's say black can even play bishop e6, trying to try to control this entire diagonal. There are a lot of things black can do now. So black instead went for the knight g4 approach, which is also a great idea because now you want to trade off either of the piece with for the knight. So here Harikisha decided to chop off the knight, and after bishop takes g4, queen d6. So obviously you can't take, and he's taking advantage of the loose piece, and he wants to trade the queen. So Hare Krishna is like, I want to keep this I want to go in the end game, and I just want a peaceful game. Arjun is like, no, I don't want a peaceful game. I don't want to trade queens. I'll keep my queens, and yeah, go for the win. So Hare Krishna, different he moves away the rook, and now rook c8. So rook c8 is the idea is like, maybe there's this pressure coming up from both sides, from both the pieces. So now you can, let's say, you can just defend your knight. Now the best way to defend your knight is to go knight d5 and also threaten a 97 check as well. So this is the best approach. But here Hare Krishna instead went with bishop d4, which is also a great move because you want to trade off this great bishop. So but here Arjun simply just pins the queen uh, pins the queen to the pin with the rook to the bishop. And here Hare Krishna played queen takes d8, sacrificing the queen. So what a move! Because now, I mean, obviously he wants to give up with the queen, and after bishop takes, which is also a discover attack, so you can't take back. And now Hare Krishna is like, okay, Arjun, you don't want to trade your queens, it's fine. These pieces, my two rooks and knights are enough. And he also won the rook. And after e3, which is like, after if he's or what Arjun is trying to do is, if Hare Krishna takes, queen takes and the rook is pinned, and maybe there's some kind of pressure, but there is not really pressure coming up. So simply f takes e3, king takes f8, and now rook e1 defending the pawn so far. And now queen e5 targeting these pawns. So what Arjun felt like is that his queen is very active, his rook, and meanwhile, but Hari Krishna's two rooks are doing like a splendid job. This rook is controlling this file, this rook is defending this pawn, and maybe there is a passer coming up very soon, even though it's not yet a passer because there's always this pawn going to stop this pawn every time. So g3 defending the pawn, bishop e6, a3 defending the pawn. Although no, sorry, it's not defending, but it's like a3 is just a move, I guess the waiting move. King g7, rook d4, trying to develop his rook, trying to make some progress. So let's say rook a4 might come, or maybe rook b4, or maybe even rook e4 might also come. There are a lot of things. White got some options. So queen to h5, targeting the pawn again, rook e2 defending, and now queen f3. Now you can, let's say, now there is a lot of things like rook f4 might come, and I mean, there are a lot of things you can do now also. um, yeah, you can even try with b4 a4 ideas, trying to go with the pass pawns. Hari Krishna played the best move b3. Now the b3 idea, to be honest, as a 1500 rated player myself, I don't know. I'm not talking about chess.com rating, okay guys. My 1500 rating is my FIDE rating. So, but yeah, so h5, king to b2, queen f6. Now white is completely better. Now you can maybe play rook f4. You can even play rook b4, targeting those pawns. Lot of things you can do. a4, b6, and look at the time. Look at the time. Both sides got similar time, but after 40 moves, you always get a bonus time, bonus 50 minutes. So rook d2, queen e5, e4 defending the pawn, king h6, rook to d6. So Hare Krishna just simply just absolutely just playing some playing some good chess. He's just developing his pieces. He's just making them active. Knight d5 is something what Hare Krishna is trying to do. is put his knight on f4, maybe knight f4, and target this bishop. Or maybe what the idea is that he wants to put his knight on b4 so that he after knight b4, let's say, you always get this knight c6 idea. So I think that's what the plan is. Bishop g4, and now knight e3. Now so targeting the bishop. Bishop goes to e6. Now king a2, queen to g5, targeting the knight. Knight comes to d5, h4. Arjun is trying to break this connective pawns. So Hare Krishna decided to take, queen takes, and on knight c7. Remember what I said, knight c7 is coming. So knight c7, targeting the bishop. Bishop comes to h3, rook d3, bishop to g4, knight to b5, targeting this weak pawn, and queen e7, trying to defend this pawn. But now knight d6, and now there are a lot of things coming up. Now let's say you can even play h3 at some point, kicking away the bishop. Queen f6. Now e5. I remember what I said. This pawn is kind of is a passer, and you cannot take. If queen takes pawn, you got knight f7, forking the queen and the king. So queen comes to f2, rook d4, attacking the bishop. Bishop comes to e6 again, and rook h4 check, king g5, and now rook e4 again. Now basically what Hari Krishna is doing is asking Arjun questions that what are you going to do with this queen? This queen can't, first of all, the queen can't come in this kingdom because the king is completely safe. It's safe behind these pawns, like a bunker. These pawns are acting like a bunker. It cannot, like, you can't, it's very hard to break these pawns. So that's why Arjun is like, okay, king h6, now king b2 again. And again, there is nothing black can do. Black is unable to find a way to attack this king. Hari Krishna is playing his best chess. The g5, and on knight b5, attacking the pawn. Bishop f5, attacking the rook. Rook e2, bishop g4, and now rook g2, attacking the bishop. Queen e1, and you can't take the bishop because of queen takes rook. But knight d4. Now there are some things coming up. Like let's say some rook, not rook e2, but yeah, I mean some, like let's say rook f2 might come, trying to attack these pawns. Queen e4, and now king a2. King a2 idea, I don't know why he played that. Maybe I don't know. I guess maybe he wants to play rook f1, rook f2 will at some point. So knight c6, uh, just giving away the knight, but actually it's not giving away the knight because rook d6 is just wins the queen. So bishop g6, and then knight e7. Bishop comes to h5, and now check, check, and now h4. What a move by Hari Krishna. Now the idea is, obviously you can't take on h4 with the queen because of knight f5, knight f5, and also rook d6 is coming very soon. So what are you going to do? G4, knight g8. Here I guess rook d5, rook d6 should have been played, but yeah, knight f6, queen to f2, rook g1, defending the rook. Rook king comes to h6, rook rook g2, and now the pawn is hanging. This pawn is hanging. This pawn can't be saved. Queen f5, and now king b1. Bishop g6, and obviously you can't. Now you can't take. I mean, you can take with a knight. Knight takes g4, and but here Ari Krishna played h5, which is the best move, and the bishop. Actually, the bishop is gone because if let's say it's a bishop h7, knight takes g4. Not even bishop is gone. Knight takes g4, and the king, wherever the king goes, there is a discovered check, and knight e3 is coming, or wherever the king goes, knight e3 is coming. So crazy, crazy game by Hare Krishna. What a game by, like he on like on this move, like he just gave away his queen. He just gave away his queen, and he was like, he was so confident against Arjun that he can win this game without his queen. He was like, I don't need a queen to defeat Arjun. I'm just my two rooks and the knights are enough to crumble Arjun's position. And what a game! What a game by and Hare Krishna. Amazing game. Hare Krishna with the first win. And there is another great game, crazy game. Leon Mendonca. was playing against Vincent Keimer, and Leon Mendonca is playing with the white pieces. I think it's his debut because I don't know if Leon Mendonca has played in Tata Steel. I guess he has played in the Challengers, but yeah, in Masters I don't think so he has played. So it's his debut. So he starts off with e4, Vincent Keimer e5, normal e5, e4, d5, knight in s6, and bishop c4. This is an Italian bishop f, and sorry, knight to f6, knight g5, and now d4 5. It's like a Scotch game, I believe. I mean, like a some like a Scotch game, even though it's Italian, but I mean the Scotch also has similar kind of structure. E takes d5, and on knight a5, attacking the bishop, bishop e. So far normal moves, bishop d3, knight to d4, knight to d5, and this knight is attacked. Knight has to come back to f6, f3, knight f3, bishop d6, knight c3, and now f5. The idea is fork is coming. Mendonca has to be careful. Knight takes first, pawn takes, and now b4. He's like counter attacking. You fork me, I attack your knight first. Knight c6, and now bishop b4 5, pinning the knight. Now you have to play bishop d7, or maybe b7 is also fine. Bishop b2, and now castles. Takes, and now even though you won the pawn, but now rook e8, and yeah, I mean you can defend the knight by multiple move, like you can play f4, you can play d4, lot of things. So f4, and now d4, and takes, and now c4. Now maybe now I mean at this point, like black has a very active position, because look at this, the rook is very active, the bishop got a nice diagonal, the queen will jump out to g5 very soon, or maybe you can jump out to f6 as well. I don't think so f6, but maybe like rook queen c7, like that ideas are also coming. This rook is about to get active as well. Black got a comfortable position. Meanwhile, the bishop is blocked. White's big problem is this bishop. Only the bishop is just eyeing on this pawn, and a queen h4. So queen g5 or queen h4, both were coming. b5, and now bishop to b7. Vincent is very determined to keep his bishop only on this diagonal, and white is having quite a difficult position, and now maybe queen e4 might come at some point, threatening to mate. Rook f2, and a rook here. Look at the position black got this amazing position on this amazing file, doubling up the rook, and also threatening rook e1 check. So queen f1, and a rook e6. Now rook e6, I don't know why, and also giving away this pawn. Now the idea is to play rook e2 at some point. So also like, yeah, I mean, also maybe there's this idea where you can play c5, c4, c6, trying to block away this bishop, which indeed Leon Mendonca found. Now bishop e4, he won't, like, look at this, and now maybe you can play queen c4, pinning the rook, and now also threatening to go rook e2. There are a lot of things coming up. Queen c4 indeed played, d3, rook takes pawn. So, and bishop can't take, by the way, because the queen will be lost. Queen g4, threatening a mate, simply rook f2 again, h5, and now h3. Now h3, I don't know why he played. Instead, I guess what I would have suggested is um, I guess what you can do is you can play either, let's say, rook e1 can also be played, or maybe what you can do is you can play h3, just kick away the queen, right? Just kick away the queen. And now after h3, if let's say queen g3, then c6, simply c6, push the pawns. You got these two passes, but here he went h3, queen g3, and now c6. I mean, Leon Mendonca indeed found the move, and king h7, and now queen c5, attacking this pawn. Rook comes to g6, and now rook c1. This is a huge blunder, because now black can take the queen, pawn on h3, and now rook takes g2 is won't able to stop. Leon Mendonca can't stop this rook from coming to g2, and this is just game over. Game over, and and just one move. Okay, guys. Until this point, look at this. Until this point, the position was completely winning for Mendonca until this point. I don't know why he played rook c1. The rook c1 idea, I guess he wanted to play c7 and the next move, but he forgot that his h3 pawn is also hanging. I mean, yeah, this is also by the way, guys. He could have just, I don't know why he didn't took on h5. H5 was hanging, and I mean, this is, I don't know why, how Leon Mendonca missed this, but yeah, I mean, Vincent Kama, if you give him the opportunity to make a comeback, he will definitely make a comeback. And what a game by, I mean, this was a crazy game. This was indeed a crazy game, and yeah, and finally, the craziest game of this tournament we already got is the world champion Gukesh Dommaraju playing against Anish Giri, the Twitter star Anish Giri versus Gukesh Dommaraju. We can say that Anish Giri is the world champion in Twitter, in you know, because he's the most funniest trollers in the in Twitter. So yeah, it's fun. And here Gukesh starts off with knight f3, the ready opening, knight f6. We saw this ready opening in one of these world championship games against Ding Liren. So I think Gukesh was well prepared. So g3, d5, normal stuff, d4, e6, trying to open up the bishop, and now c4 takes queen a4, and queen a4. The idea is obviously to take the pawn, bishop d7, pawn takes, and yeah, so far so good. Bishop is a tie. You can play bishop e6. You can even play bishop back to e7. I mean, no, so many things you can do. And Anishkiri did that. Knight c3, normal developing, and now e4, playing in the center. And now at some point you can play rook e1 or rook d1 ideas, to give this rook an open file. But first you can also give this bishop. You can open up this bishop. So and now rook c8, queen, Kesh save the queen on to e2, bishop c5, and now bishop to g5, pinning, making a pin to the queen, h6, and now h4 was a mistake. Kukesh trapped his own bishop. Kukesh simply trapped his own bishop, or was it a pre-plan? Was it pre-planned? Like Kukesh, I think. Look at this. How much time did he saw? H. How much time did it took to play bishop h4? So after h6, he spent 4 minutes. 4 minutes on bishop h4, g5, and immediately took. And he's like, I think what he calculated is queen f3 at some point, or maybe like, yeah, I mean, I think, or maybe e5. E5 is also what he's calculating. So, but Anish, he stopped it. He himself played e5, and now queen d2, bishop e7, bishop h6, and now king h7. What a move! What a gangster move! Look at the Anish. Anish is like trolling Gukesh at this point. This movie seems like, even though it's the best move in the entire game, but it seems like a troll move. Anish is like, come on, Gukesh, come to me. So, and also sacrificing the rook. So bishop takes f8, bishop takes f8, and now f4. Gukesh, we saw in the World Championship, he likes to push this f pawn, and he indeed did this in the same format. So bishop e6 offering a queen trade, knight to d5, and now knight b4. Here, I guess when I was looking at this position, I was like, my first instinct told me to take this pawn first. Take this pawn first, and then at some point when, if let's say, like, whatever. But yeah, instead he played knight b4, and knight g4, targeting the pawn, rook f1, and again a brilliant move, king h8. So I don't know why it's showing us a brilliant move, but I guess at this point it feels like Anish Giri is trolling Kukesh with by moving around his king. He's like, what is happening? I'm feeling bored in this game. I'm just gonna move with my king. And now king h1. King h1 is a blunder because rook c2, knight f2. Everything is coming. Everything is coming. What are you going to do? How are you going to save the position? And rook c2 indeed played by Anish. Anish is completely winning now. Queen f4. Knight takes knight. And now queen f3. He didn't even took the knight, because I mean, obviously the knight can be taken anytime. Rook is pinning the knight to the queen. Queen b6. Pawn takes. Rook f2. Queen c3. bishop e4, queen c1. Both are low on time. Both are low on time. They're playing some. They're panicking at this point. Bishop f5, and here in this position, my boy Gukesh played queen g5, and after bishop to f8, queen h4 check, bishop h6, rook e1, and after queen takes b2, here Gukesh played h3. This was the losing move in the entire game. This was the losing move. I don't know. I mean, this at this move, and this move was made like, I guess, under like 7 seconds, maybe, I guess, because now he got 37 seconds. So h3 under time pressure, Gukesh blundered, and Anish found the winning move. Again, this is the third brilliant move we've seen in this game. Anish Giri at his best. He before this game, guys, Anish Giri tweeted that he's going to play the best version against Gukesh, and he's indeed playing it. Bishop e4, rook takes f2, knight takes f2 check, king g1. He's playing everything perfectly until this move. Here, what he had to do was to play knight g4, threatening a mate, and for some reason Anish just went back on b6. This was a huge blunder, because now you can play queen f3, you can trade off the queens, force trade the queens with a check, and after pawn takes, bishop, knight, both are hanging. So, and Gukesh found it, and after pawn takes, bishop takes, queen king takes, this is completely game over. Why? You might be thinking, oh wow, it's just knight and bishop versus rook, how come it's winning for white? Well, because of this pass pawn. Look at the pass pawn, d5, and no matter what, how much you try, knight d3, rook e8 check, king h7, the rook will come on e7, and Gukesh is always going to push. He first push knight c7, knight c5, attacking the, and a rook e4 5, attacking the knight. Knight comes to d7, and a rook e7, and here Anish can resign the game, because I mean, if you say, like, let's say you play knight c5, you can play d7, and you have to take, and just completely winning. You are winning pawns. You are winning the game. This was a crazy game. Look at the, like at this point, like, okay, so at this point, this was completely losing. Actually, the point is that Anish Giri was actually better the entire time. He was completely better the entire position. He, and he was finding the best moves. He found bishop e4, rook takes f2, king, and knight takes f2, and after king g1, he had to play knight g4, threatening a mate, threatening everything. And I think I don't know if he had saw knight g4, but I think what, even if he had saw knight g4, he thought that after queen d8, king, let's say after queen d8, oh sorry, not here, king g7, he thought that it's like, I don't know what he saw, but this is completely game over. This is completely game over. And Anish Giri missed this, and he played the only losing move, queen b6. And Gukesh found this move, found this blow, and with that, guys, and what a way to convert this position. What a way, amazing way. And just because of this pass pawn, just because Gukesh had this pass pawn, he managed to win this. And as a world champion, Gukesh, this is his first win. As a world champion, this is his first win in any tournament. He's playing this tournament as a world champion as a first time, and he won this first game. And crazy, crazy, crazy. Just like, this was like, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say about, like, just amazing. I'm telling you guys, this event is going to be crazy. This is going to be filled with excitement. I'm hoping for the next second round, and I'm very excited, and I'm going to make some more videos on these crazy games, and yeah, uh, that's all I got for you today. And go check out the Outpost Chess platform if you haven't. Make an account, earn money by playing 1v1, and yeah, that's it. Get out of here.